My story of call parallels somewhat the story of Samuel, who experienced multiple, three to be exact, nudges to enter into a life of ministry. I experienced many more nudges over a longer period of time, which began in my early teens. I was afforded opportunities to take active roles in the church, which increased as I grew older. Things such as teaching Sunday school, serving on the church board and as treasurer, receiving invitations to fill the pulpit in the pastor's absence, and at other congregations, both brethren and non brethren. I received affirmations along the way, occasionally one that sounded like this: Kevin, you should think about going into the ministry. Yeah, right. But my denial was tempered by an ongoing nagging discernment. Should I listen? I just don't know. A couple of decades in, my pastor recognized and encouraged my ministry gifts, and following a heart to heart conversation with him, I decided to explore more deeply the nudges that I'd been experiencing over the years and was licensed then in October of 1992, which began that journey of exploration. In December of 1992, the Canton, Illinois Church of the Brethren invited me to provide pulpit supply the first Sunday of January 1993. They then invited me to continue pulpit supply until their search committee completed their task of calling a new pastor, and I agreed, knowing that this was part of exploring my call and helping them out for a short time. A few months later, the search committee approached me, inviting me to consider becoming their full-time pastor. The call just got real, and this is where the rubber met the road. Who, me? I'm untrained. I have no verifiable experience. I have only a high school diploma, no college, no seminary degrees. I have a good banking career with a good salary. I have a family that I'd have to uproot and move to a new community. And so I prayed and I fretted, I consulted, I fretted, I agonized, I weighed the pros and cons, I counted the cost, I fretted. Did I tell you I fretted? Through it all, I could not deny this sense of call that grew stronger, and so I had to make a decision. And I accepted the call then to serve the Canton congregation, where I continued to serve, although it was the most difficult decision of my life. I experienced peace and a sense of liberation. Liberty, though, is costly, and I and my family made some serious adjustments, which opened the door, though, for more opportunities guiding us toward our fuller potentials. Opportunities for me included entry into the Education for a Shared Ministry training program, as well as serving on the district board in a variety of capacities. And then several years later, I was called to serve as the district executive. And all of these opportunities, I believe, are part of my call to ministry. And at each step, I agonized again. Who? Me? Accepting the call to ministry was never an entry into utopia. It was entrance into a life of service that continued and continues to take me to uncomfortable places. Yet, paradoxically, in those uncomfortable places, I have a sense of liberty that I am being who I am called to be. Answering the call has never been easy. However, experience has taught me that saying yes was always the best of all options.